Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Biological Tips, and in this video I'm going to discuss some important points related to your first chapter, nutrition and plants. So for that I'm going to share you some points like depending on chlorophyll, how was chlorophyll invented, means how it was started. So let me tell you about four scientists. First is Jan Ingenhus. This Jan Ingenhus in the year 1779 he said that green parts perform photosynthesis. Green parts are the ones which perform photosynthesis. Remember this. The next thing you all need to remember is that he also said that in presence of light, oxygen was formed. In presence of light, oxygen was formed. Next is that second scientist was Pelletier and Caventou. These two scientists, what they said is that they extracted, that means they totally removed the green substance and named it chlorophyll, whatever the green substance are there, because here Janningen has said green parts, that is why they extracted the green substance and they named chlorophyll, which means green leaf. This all was done in the year 1817. This was done in 1779 and this is done in 1817. Now let's go for third scientist, that is Julius von Sachs. What did he do? Julius von Sachs in the year 1883, he found chlorophyll is not present in the entire cell. If we take a particular cell, if this is a cell, in whole entire cell, chlorophyll is not present. There is a particular organelle in the cell, like nucleus, like mitochondria, like Golgi apparatus. There is particular organelle which he named as chloroplast. Please remember, chloroplast is the organelle and chlorophyll is the pigment which is filled in chloroplast. This was discovered by Julius von Sachs in the year 1883. At the last, Daniel I. Arnon in the year 1954, he was able to isolate chloroplast. The big thing was whenever they used to break the leaf, even chloroplast was breaking. But Daniel I. Arnon, with carefully he just removed the chloroplast, he isolated chloroplast and he was successful in it. So this was all about all the four scientists: Jan Ingenhus, Pelletier and Caventou, Julius von Sachs and Daniel I. Arnon. I wanted to share some other also important scientists which are very important in this chapter. So let me go for von Helmont first. This von Helmont, what did he do is, he said two things. He stated two things. I just wanted to discuss that also. He said that water is needed for plants' mass. Mass is nothing but its weight. So water is required for plants' weight. It increases plants' weight. He also said he said that not only soil but other sources are also responsible for photosynthesis. Because see, mineral salts, water, these all can be taken from the soil, but gases, sunlight, these cannot be taken from soil. So other sources are also responsible for photosynthesis, was discovered by von Helmont. Now let's go for another scientist, that is C.B. van Niel. What did he do is that he gave the formula for photosynthesis. And second, what did he do? Instead of using H2O, that is water, H2O, instead of using oxygen, he used H2S, that is sulfur. Therefore, when he used H2S, no oxygen was liberated, and in this case, sulfur was invented. Next thing is you need to remember is, he also said that for each molecule of carbohydrate formed, molecule of water is formed and one molecule of oxygen is being formed. So he said the three things. He gave the formula for photosynthesis. He used sulfur instead of oxygen, and he said that for each molecule of carbohydrate, one molecule of water and one molecule of oxygen is formed. Our next scientist is Robert Hill. He said oxygen is released from water during photosynthesis. So oxygen is released from water during photosynthesis. I'm repeating again, Robert Hill said oxygen is released from water during photosynthesis, and he also discovered the Hill's reaction, which is also known as photolysis, which I'll be discussing very soon. Let us see the one more scientist, not last scientist, but one more scientist, that is Joseph Priestley. What did he discover? He discovered oxygen in the year 1774. Joseph Priestley discovered oxygen in the year 1774. but Lavoisier, he named oxygen in 1775. Oxygen discovered in 1774 but was named by Lavoisier in the year 1775. The oxygen was given the name by Lavoisier. Now let us see one more scientist. Already I have discussed about him, Jan Ingenhousz. In the year 1779, he studied how the way plants form the oxygen. He noticed it happened only in presence of light. That oxygen is formed only in presence of light. Clear? And he used two plants, that is hydrilla and elodea. He used hydrilla, actually we can use elodea also. These are nothing but aquatic, right? He used aquatic plants, and he also said that by this conclusion we can conclude that aquatic plants releases more oxygen. Which plants releases more oxygen, terrestrial or aquatic? It is aquatic plant releases more oxygen. He also said that green parts of plants perform photosynthesis, was said by Jan Ingenhousz. Let's go for one more scientist, Engelmann, in the year 20th century. Here Jan Ingenhousz used hydrilla. He used strands of algae which were exposed to sunlight. What did he do? In rainbow we have colors, right? Colors, those light colors. What did he do? Engelmann, he used oxygen sensitive bacteria, and he found that they crowded near areas with red and blue rays. You should remember, with red and blue rays. This was all done by Engelmann in the year 20th century. Next, this was all about important scientists. I also wanted to share you about some materials or some things like methylated spirit, potassium hydroxide, and iodine and betadine. What are these? Methylated spirit, this help in dissolving of chlorophyll. See, suppose if you want to check for starch, what will happen is, if you are checking for starch, if you are not removing chlorophyll, as chlorophyll is in green color, if we see for the starch, we use iodine or betadine. On adding 2 drops of iodine or betadine, what will happen? The leaf changes its color to bluish black. It changes its colors to bluish black, and if it is changing its color to bluish black, it means that starch is present. But if the color of the leaf is only green, it's very difficult to know and to observe the color change from green to black or from green to blue. That is why when we use this methylated spirit, chlorophyll gets dissolved, resulting in pale yellow color of leaf. Again, when we add iodine or betadine, what will happen? We can see directly dark blue color, and then we can know that yes, it is having starch or not. Now, one more is potassium hydroxide, KOH. K is potassium and OH is hydroxide. It helps in absorbing CO2, that is carbon dioxide. Potassium hydroxide help in absorbing CO2. Now I want to say something else also, that is something important topic on autotrophs or autotrophic nutrition. So let me share with you that what is autotrophic nutrition and etc. So I'm going to share it. Yeah. So autotrophs are organisms which are capable of using light. These are organisms. Autotrophs are organisms capable of using light energy to synthesize chemical compounds. These are able to synthesize chemical compounds. These acquire some minerals and water from soil and some gases from air. Some minerals and water from soil and some gases from air. They produce CH2O. CH2O is nothing but carbohydrates. These are nothing but carbohydrates. That they give proteins, and lipids are nothing but fats. Now that you are in high standard, please use lipids. And for forming or making, you can use the word synthesize. So these synthesize carbohydrates, proteins and lipids. Now let us go. They have got one title also. That is universal food provider, cause there is one thing only in this whole world, or else I can tell living all organisms, only plants are the one which are able to synthesize carbohydrates. Other we human beings or other animals, they are not able to synthesize carbohydrates, and for carbohydrates only they are dependent on plants. Clear? if they can give you a question, why are they, see, we can get proteins also, we can get lipids also ourselves, but CH2O, that is carbohydrates, we can't get it by our own. So that is why we are dependent on plants. These autotrophs, they turn simpler molecules, complex inorganic molecules into simple organic ones. Clear? Let's go for next one. Equation of photosynthesis. So let us see C6CO2 plus 12H2O in presence of light and chlorophyll, giving rise to C6H12O6 plus 6H2O plus 6O2. Let us see what is 6 molecules of carbon dioxide plus 12 molecules of water in the presence of light and chlorophyll, giving rise to glucose. This is glucose. C6H12O6 is nothing but glucose, giving rise to, again, plus 6 molecules of water and 6 molecules of oxygen. And let's see what are the materials for photosynthesis. We have water, air, carbon dioxide, light and chlorophyll. Water also helps in photosynthesis, as well as water helps in increasing the weight, that is mass. Correct? Again, air is also helpful in photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide is also helpful. Now you will say, how carbon dioxide? Remember, we have two things. We have photosynthesis in plants, and obviously respiration is taking place by each and every organism in the earth, on the earth, I mean. When CO2 is being used up and oxygen is being released. This oxygen is used as by us or by other organisms, as well as whatever this oxygen is being released, it is used by plants for their breathing, and again they release carbon dioxide as waste product. Again, this carbon dioxide is being used up for photosynthesis. Let us go for light, sunlight. Yeah, I'll be telling how sunlight, because here they have photons, the smallest unit of light, which will help in a very useful thing. I'll tell it. Now chlorophyll, it is nothing but a green pigment. Where is it present? In which organelle? It is nothing but chloroplasts. Now let us go for next one. The last topic. No, not the last topic. I'm so sorry. Not last topic. So before going to that, I just wanted to share about chloroplast. What are chloroplasts actually? Now, chloroplasts, see, chloroplasts are divided into three membranes: outer membrane, inner membrane, and thylakoid membrane. Thylakoid membrane contains thylakoids. They contain thylakoids. These are flat disc-like structures. These thylakoids contains of grana. These granas help in trapping solar energy. Clear? There is an intermediary fluid known as stroma. Stroma helps in dark reactions. Enzymatic reactions during photosynthesis takes place in stroma. This enzymatic reactions during photosynthesis leads in synthesis of forming of glucose. Let us see photosynthetic pigments. What are these photosynthetic pigments? Photosynthetic pigments are the pigments in chloroplast. Which capture sunlight. It also helps in producing organic molecules like glucose. In each thylakoid, this is a very important one. In each thylakoid 250 to 400 pigment molecules are present. I'm done with this. Now let us go with our last topic. Last and the final topic, that is mechanism of photosynthesis. In this, crucial role is played by light. Light is a very important key role. It plays key role in mechanism of photosynthesis. In photosynthesis, light is very important. This mechanism of photosynthesis divided into two, that is light dependent and light independent reaction. Light dependent reaction. Okay. Light dependent reaction is also known as photochemical phase. Light independent reaction is also known as biosynthetic phase. Now, why is this photochemical phase known as photochemical phase? I'll tell. Series of chemical reactions occur very quickly with the help of light. That is why this is known as photochemical phase. Here we can see thylakoids. In thylakoids, we can see grana, which are in chloroplast. Here, there are three main steps. There are three main steps you all need to remember in light dependent, or you can say photochemical phase. What are those? First is photons, the smallest unit of light. Because of photons, by absorbing photons, chlorophyll is being activated. Activation of chlorophyll takes place. Second is photolysis takes place, or it is also known as Hell's reaction. Photolysis means splitting by light, and this whatever one water molecule is there, it gives rise to one hydrogen molecule and one hydroxide or hydroxyl. These two are nothing but this one hydrogen ion and one hydroxyl ion. Sorry, this would be Y, hydroxyl ion. So you can see here it is a plus, that is why we are saying ion. Here it is a minus, that is why we are saying ion. But here we don't say it as an ion, we say it as molecule. Over. Understood about photosynthesis. Now let's go for the next one, that is third step, that is whatever here hydroxyl ion is being produced, that hydroxyl ion produces water and oxygen. This oxygen is spread into the air, and for us, for other animals, for us, and this water is what is happening is used by the plant. Then whatever this hydrogen was there, that is going to involve or going to add by NADP, that is something but 9. Okay, this is an NADP, and it is going to add up with hydrogen to give NADPH and ATP. These NADPH and ATP are nothing but assimilatory powers. See, this is ATP is nothing but adenosine triphosphate. But if you see ADP, that is something but adenosine diphosphate. Therefore, we say that ADP plus one more phosphorus gives you ATP. Tri, right? That is means 3. Di means 2. Correct? Now, let's go for the second. The second mechanism of photosynthesis is nothing but light independent reaction, which is also known as biosynthetic phase. It doesn't mean that it should only take place in night. No. It can take place in night also as well as in day also. In this reaction, what is happening in this first reaction, light dependent reaction, light is compulsory. It is mandatory. It has to be, without light, this reaction cannot take place. But for the second reaction, light independent or biosynthetic phase, it is not necessary that light should be there. If light is present or light is not present, it doesn't make any difference. That is why we don't, it doesn't mean that it should take place in night only, don't get confused. It just means that light is not needed for it. That is why we say it as biosynthetic phase, or else we also say it as dark phase. Here what is happening, glucose is being produced, and whatever here with NADPH, whatever this H was there, that H is being used, is being added by carbon dioxide with the help of ATP released here. That ATP is with the help of, when this hydrogen is being combined with this carbon dioxide in the presence of ATP molecules, glucose is being released. I said glucose is produced, like this glucose is produced. Here there is an intermediary compound that is known as RUBP, that is ribulose 1,5-bisphosphate. It is an intermediate compound. Then next is glucose converts into starch in this reaction, light independent reaction. This was all about nutrition in plants. I have uploaded nutrition in human beings also, that the digestive system. You can just go and watch in my channel. I hope you have understood this video, all about important scientists, all about mechanism, all about chlorophyll, etc. If you have understood the video, please hit the like button. If you have any kind of doubts, you can ask me, and if you have understood, please you can comment, and then if you're new to my channel, please subscribe my channel. In my next video, bye.